Hi everyone, and welcome back to my channel. In this video, we're gonna read a book called How Birds Sleep. Every night, birds all over the world settle down for a good night's sleep. But how on earth do they do it? Some are rocked to sleep on the surface of choppy seas. Others nap high in the air, gliding on warm air currents. Still others doze off, standing up on one leg. Let's take a peek around the world into the bedtime habits of many species of birds. It's dusk, unless you're an owl. It's time to get ready for sleep. As the sun goes down, birds all over the world are preparing for a good night's rest. So how do birds sleep anyway? Here, thousands of birds gather to perform an elaborate routine, swirling across the sky like a cloud come to life. These movements are their way of calling other birds from miles away to let them know it's bedtime. When the dance comes to an end, the birds funnel down into the reeds where they will sleep for the night. While some may settle down, others settle up, in the tops of trees, that is. That way, they're out of reach from predators below. Some even sleep stacked, one on top of the other. But there is more than one way to sleep on a branch. On cold nights, some birds sleep cuddled together tightly in a snug, warm ball. Others hang upside down. In cities where trees are scarce, billboards, telephone lines, and rooftops make fine roosts. It may be loud and bright here, but humans are mostly harmless compared to the predators out in the quieter country. And midnight snacks are always a nice bonus. Whether it's summer in the desert or winter in the far north, birds find nighttime comfort and safety in unlikeliest places. A cactus is prickly but perfect when it comes to protecting a nest. A pillowy, soft snowbank keeps this bird warm and hidden. She dives right in. Far out at sea, there's not much to rest on, only water and air. That's enough for some birds. For those with waterproof feathers, the choppy waves are always at hand to rock them to sleep. But birds whose feathers aren't meant to get wet must make their beds in the air. They glide high above the water on warm currents, slippily flapping their wings just often enough to stay aloft. Sleeping in the sky may seem strange, but how about standing on one leg? As it turns out, that actually helps this bird stay warm and conserve its energy. If you think it's hard getting out from under your covers in the morning, imagine waking up as this bird. It must break free from the ice that formed around its leg overnight. Anyway, sleeping on one leg isn't so odd when hundreds of thousands of your friends are doing it too. During migration, more than 500,000 of these birds can gather along a single stretch of river. Some take turns watching for predators while others rest in this marshy oasis. Anyway, sleeping on one leg isn't so odd when hundreds of thousands of your friends are doing it too. During migration, more than 500,000 of these birds can gather along a single stretch of river. Some take turns watching for predators while others rest in this marshy oasis. The largest, strongest, and fastest of the ground birds aren't quite as concerned about predators. they simply sleep out in the open. Domesticated birds, however, aren't so carefree. They prefer a roof over their heads. Walls are nice too. Inside their co-ops, safe from hungry predators, young chicks squeeze beneath the wings of their mothers for extra comfort. A hanging nest makes a safe and cozy place for this family to sleep. Everyone's happy to stay together, even when fledglings reach adulthood and the next brood arrives. But this little nest only has room for the young. Their parents make it from leaves still growing on a branch. They sew the leaves together with threads of plant fibers, caterpillar cocoons, or spider silk. Yet some nests are so strong they can last for generations, even a century. This nest grows larger every day as members of an extended family pitch in, bringing straw to build it bigger. Back above ground, darkness fades and the sun peeks over the horizon. Birds everywhere begin to stir. Well, most birds anyway. Sleep tight, owl. For everyone else, rise and shine. The day is here, and there's lots to do before it's time to sleep again. At the end of this book, the author has left a special note. Birds are everywhere, so whether our family is taking a stroll in a city park or a hike in a national park, we love to do a bit of birding. Our son marvels at majestic raptors who are always on the hunt for a good meal. Our daughter adores the poofy Canada geese that waddle together in their noisy goggles. But as much as we love birds, we also love a good mystery. We found exactly that when the question occurred to us, how do birds sleep? We're not the only ones to wonder such a thing. Ornithologists have long been interested in this subject because birds wake easily, can be naturally camouflaged, and sleep in places that are hard to see and sometimes hard to find. It can be quite difficult for researchers to observe and photograph sleeping birds. In fact, Birds Asleep by Alexander Scotch, published in 1989 by the University of Texas Press in Austin, is one of the few books dedicated to this topic. We stumbled upon it in a used bookstore one day, and it opened our eyes to just how many different ways and places birds sleep. It also inspired us to not just listen to the birds sing and watch them fly, but also to catch them having a nap. Now that you've read this book, we hope you'll be inspired to do the same. Go outside, listen to the bird songs, and see them soar. But keep an eye out for telltale signs of birds settling in for a good night or day of sleep. A single leg pulled up into the body, a head tucked into a wing, a cozy snuggle on a branch. Once you notice, you find it's hard to stop.